Hi, Harry.
Hey.
A very good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for being the part of HTBD interview.
No worries at all. No, it's a pleasure to be here and to support you guys.
That's great. So, tell us something about your work, about yourself, about your love, life, laughter in Dubai.
Sure. So, yeah, my name's Harry Silvester. I'm originally from Birmingham in the UK. I relocated here to Dubai in November 2021, and I specialise in digital product design recruitment here for a homegrown digital technology solutions provider called Discovered MENA.
That's beautiful. So, you are from the recruitment side, yeah?
Indeed, yeah. I've worked in recruitment for a total of six and a half years now.
Ah, okay. So, you were doing recruitment back in the UK as
That's
well?
correct, yeah.
Ah, okay.
So I began my career in Birmingham, attracted by opportunities in Dubai like a lot of industry professionals. And yeah, I've worked here now for a year and a half.
I think a lot of ears would be quite upright to listen to you. Recruitment is something which is very attractive for people, and there's still the word is left to be out, in the market about how recruitments happen in this region.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would want to know from you. So, starting from Discover MENA, tell us something about Discover MENA.
Absolutely. So Discovered MENA, we're a homegrown UAE-based digital talent solutions provider.
Awesome.
We originally started from a startup ecosystem called Labs, which allows startup organizations to enter into an ecosystem where you can network and build relationships with similar organizations and utilize ultimately the network and impact of an incubator like Labs. We have now 25 employees.
Wow.
In the last 18 months, we've doubled our headcount, and we've also experienced record results as a business. So, I think that the growing market in Dubai has been something that we've managed to piggyback on. And we're now leading and an award-winning talent solutions provider in the UAE.
Oh, beautiful. That is really interesting. So, you have been in the recruitment industry, and you have, it's like almost 1.5 years that you have been in this role, in UAE and in this role, right?
Yeah.
So, out of your experience, how's recruitment is having its traction in the market? Do you see that the recruitment scene is growing, this industry growing in Dubai, or is it like it would take its own time to develop over the years?
Yeah, for sure. So I think as a whole, as a business, we cover everything from digital technology, data, engineering, sales, marketing, and design.
Oh.
And holistically speaking, we see huge amounts of growth in the UAE and in Dubai. My particular area that I focus on is UX and UI design recruitment and product management recruitment, which is a sector and an area of digital and tech that's been maturing in Dubai, and as sort of product-centric businesses seem to be leading the way. For example, companies like Kareem and Talabat, the requirement that they have to bring in specialists that we work with has enabled us to be where we are in the market right now as a successful business. So I think Dubai is a huge area for growth right now. The investment that's currently happening in tech has enabled us to be, like I said, a leading recruitment agency in the region.
So in your opinion, domains of technology, tech, design, it's something which is attracting a lot of talent internationally, coming to Dubai. So which part of the world you see a lot of people moving to Dubai? Like, is it the southeast of Asia, or is it the Europe, or the far US? What is the kind of talent which is coming to Dubai?
Yeah, it's a great question, and ultimately the way in which we work, we're dictated by our clients' briefs and their requirements. So we work with businesses from startups to huge corporations and big consultancies, and often we're, like I say, dictated by their brief in the sense that they may require a certain professional that has worked in a certain market, a certain geography before. Maybe they speak a specific language. So the requirements that we get always vary. However, we ultimately pride ourselves on having a global network. So if our clients are looking for someone that has worked in a neighbouring GCC country, then we're able to tap into our network and ultimately reach out to professionals from the likes of Egypt, the likes of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, who may be interested in relocating to Dubai. And on the other hand, we also support our clients with bringing in professionals from completely different continents, from the States, from the UK.
There are people moving from States to Dubai?
From South America. And yeah, they are indeed. And just I guess more recently, particularly after we've seen more struggles within global economies and big tech businesses that are making layoffs, I've personally noticed a big influx of attracted candidates that are coming from the likes of Silicon Valley to come over to Dubai.
Wow.
So, just last week I had an approach from a director of engineering working at one of the biggest tech companies in the US. I'm unsure if I can say their name right now, but we always get exactly, and we're seeing more and more interest from professionals from the likes of Meta, from Google, from Amazon, that have built their careers in the Silicon Valley, but they're now wanting to make an impact somewhere else, and they see Dubai as a number one location to bring their expertise.
So in your opinion, you think that this kind of a talent which would move to Dubai, to the Middle East, do you think that this would boost a lot of creativity and innovation in this market? How do you see that? What's your opinion on?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Dubai is in a unique position right now because there is so much investments going on. It is the hub right now in MENA regions for startups. And what that does is it gives industry leaders and industry professionals a chance to make an impact in a business where perhaps they may not, if a business is already set up or it already has, its products already launched, where your impact is minimal. Now businesses that are in Dubai have that unique selling point to grow into new geographies or create completely new products that no one in the UAE is currently already doing. So I think, and I strongly believe, that the UAE is in a unique position right now to offer something different to other geographical locations.
Coming to your, I would say forte, you do recruitments for UX, UI, designers, and for that matter, product managers. So in your opinion, what do you look for in people for doing a UX, UI or design related recruitment? If I talk about design, because I think design is something which is a very big word, but at the same point of time, what is that you look for in someone who wants to get into UI, UX industry or who wants to get into this?
Yeah, again, a great question. And, I'll sort of repeat what I said a few moments ago in the sense that we are dictated by our clients' briefs. So I might work with a government sector client who requires someone that has a similar experience of working in the public sector. On the other hand, I might be working with a tech startup who are interested in finding someone that has the experience of scaling a team. So it does vary on a case-by-case basis. But what I specifically look for, if we're talking on a more of a broader scale, is aspiring designers that are organised in their job approach. I think where some designers and professionals really fail in their job search is they apply to jobs that aren't relevant to their experience, thinking that the more jobs that they apply for, the better chance that they'll land something is. Being in Dubai right now, it is a competitive job market. So often if I advertise a new position for a UX UI designer, it's likely that I'll have over 500 applicants within the first few days of advertising it. So being able to stand away from the crowd, being able to do something a little bit different, show an innovative approach to your job search, whether that be creating a portfolio that is different to other designers, whether that being after you apply for the job, you reach out directly to the recruiter, or you try and find a telephone number, an email address to reach out and send a cover note to and personalize your approach. I think those types of tactics as a job seeker are really important, rather than just hoping that
going and applying
by pressing
to a
apply,
button.
it's not going to always yield results.
That's right. So related to that, can you throw some light on the recruitment process? I mean, within your organization, if let's say someone who wants to understand how to apply for a job at your organization, what is the recruitment process like under your purview?
Yeah, so my experience and my point of view is probably slightly different to other hiring managers in the sense that I'm a middleman for job seekers and hiring managers. So
Right.
if I take on a new job with any of my clients, what I would do is I would advertise that role on various job boards, and I think LinkedIn is the most popular
One now. Yeah.
So in addition to advertising opportunities on LinkedIn, I also actively headhunt and build what we call talent pools, where I will find UX UI designers from certain industries or from certain backgrounds, and I'll create talent pools that are more of a proactive way of me then reaching out to those people if I take on a specific role. So whilst I've got a job advert that's running, I also have talent pools that are built with ultimately, which is my network. So if I have a specific job that comes in from a client, I can advertise the job, which will yield candidates and results. And I'll also reach out to specific networks that I have that I think might be interested in the job, would be relevant, and people that I know and I've spoken before, so I can...
This network of yours is business, or it's the individuals whom you reach out on?
So it's
on
individuals. So these talent pools are, imagine short lists of designers that are coming from different backgrounds with different skills.
Right.
So generally the process is I will screen every person that I think is relevant for the role. That's normally a 15 to 20 minute sort of consultation call, I guess, where we explore their skills, their experience, their current situation, their current salary, their expected salary, their notice period. And at the end of that call, if I feel that candidate is relevant for the role, then I'll release the information, send the job description. They'll then let me know if they're interested to proceed. And if at that point the candidate and I feel that their experience is relevant, we'll then introduce them to the client and we'll send a short list of profiles for them to then interview from there. And part of my role is then to coordinate the interview process with all of these businesses, manage the offer stage, which often is when some discussions can break down due to salary differentials or
So the first set of discussions starts at your level, where a candidate comes and meets you and have a discussion, and if that candidate feels this profile is not the right fit, then discussion ends there.
But then at least I think that's where that specific candidate would be part of my network then. So if I did take on another job 2 weeks later,
obviously
they felt
you are making your talent pool.
Exactly.
Yeah? As you said that you have your own talent pools already sorted out, so you have that big sea of talent with you, and back of your mind that probably you can approach this candidate at some other point when you will have that kind of an opening available for
exactly. And one thing that I'm also really passionate about as well is really advocating for the UX UI industry. So I co-host events with a product community here called Product Tank.
Beautiful.
So that's something that I also think allows the industry to elevate. And there's a big conversation right now in the industry of UX, UI and product about how mature is the Dubai market and how is it maturing. And I think by having networking events and communities that really elevate the community, it allows the region to mature at an organic pace.
So what do you think, when it comes to the UX UI design and the industry and the talent pool, do you think that do you really find sometimes extremely good talent, or is it in that balance there is still the talent has to reach that level of US and European markets, or the Asian markets?
Good question. And the unique point about Dubai is its cultural diversity. So I work with designers that are from every corner of the world. And yes, there is that does naturally mean that there is a disparity in certain skill sets that designers may have, but I think that aspiring designers and the tools and educational platforms that are available to people in my industry are allowing designers to really keep up, with each other. And I wouldn't say in particular that there are any parts of the world where designers are more talented or less talented, given how easy it is to access global tools and resources these days.
So you still feel that, I think the mix of culture also provides that opportunity for people to look at the design from a different level, you know.
For sure.
So the mix of culture gives them perspective to so many different ideas of people who come from, you know, kind of different background. So the mix of that also enhances the overall preposition of a candidate, you know, and they would understand a particular problem. A designer would see a problem from having its understanding of so many different cultures, and you know, the way they will approach that particular problem would be different from someone who is coming from one country where the exposure is not that much.
Yeah. In addition to that, I think designers, a lot of the products and services that designers are designing are real world problems.
Yes.
So if there's a designer coming from somewhere in the Western world, it might be a different problem statement to someone coming from somewhere else in the world. So and I think that given the sort of move to remote working as well, it's also allowed businesses to hire designers from different geographical locations where previously 10, 15 years ago they may not have done. And one more point I think as well to mention on culture and background is that businesses don't want to employ a team of designers or developers or digital specialists from one specific culture or area. You know, Dubai is famous for its cultural diversity, and if there's a business that just hire American female designers, then they're not going to be hitting their sort of cultural diversity check.
That's right.
So,
okay, coming from design to product management or the product managers, what is different from hiring a designer to a product managers? What kind of requirements you get from clients? So let's say if there is a company who wants to hire a product manager or a director of products or something. So what kind of requirements you mostly get from the clients when they want to hire?
Yeah, I think the difference between hiring in design and product is, I think product leaders, when they're hiring product management roles, often seek a specific sector experience, whereas in design that may not be as relevant. I think it's about sometimes as well the size of products and how many users are specifically using that product when hiring product management. But in design, it's I think more about the application and the overall skill set as a product designer, which can encapsulate various different elements depending on each business. And I think there's a conversation happening right now in the UX industry about product designers, and actually who knows what the real role of a product designer is, because many businesses utilize skills in a different way. You might find a business that has product designers that are more UI focused. You might have businesses that employ product designers who are more UX research focused. So there is a little bit of disparity, I think, within exactly what that role is.
And I think this industry is quite new to figure out that, you know. If you talk about a line manager in an automobile industry, there are very set, you know, agendas which need to be addressed and
it's constantly evolving as tech evolves as well, because 10 years ago UX design wasn't a job title, neither was product design, graphic design, then visual design, then digital designers, then interaction designers. Then we saw the birth of experience design, user experience design, user interface design. So, and I think what I enjoy about being part of this sector is it's constantly evolving and adapting.
And it's something which is very exciting for that matter. Okay, so one thing out of a difference, what kind of difference you found when it comes to the recruitment scene in the UK and recruitment scene in Dubai? What kind of difference you have found?
Yeah, so the recruitment experience that I had in the UK was across the Midlands in the UK. So a lot of the clients that I worked for, I mean, to sort of put it bluntly, I specialised in an area, a city called Birmingham. And Birmingham was, and still is, not quite a attractive location for someone to relocate countries to.
Okay.
So it doesn't have that, I want to start my career. I want to
compared to London.
Compared to London in particular. You know, Birmingham doesn't see that many expats. So my experience personally of basically moving people in jobs around Birmingham, you know, maybe from one company that is based here to another company that's based here, is very different now to relocating individuals and families to Dubai, which presents its own challenges. I think that ultimately that would be the core difference that I've found in my career. Of
Very
recruiting.
nicely put. And in fact, what I've heard is the food in Birmingham is really good.
Very good. To be fair, yeah, there is plenty of diversity within food in Birmingham.
And how do you find food in Dubai?
Unbelievable. Yeah. I'm a foodie myself. I like this whole kind of fusion, scene that's going on right now. I recently went to a Japanese Indian fusion restaurant.
Okay. That's the Japanese Indian fusion.
It was very nice, and I also think that off the back of all of these tech businesses like Kareem and Talabat thriving, I've personally, got lazy in the lack of cooking that I'm doing these days, and ordering food
through them.
Ordering everything to my door.
Exactly. There was a time that I used to say that Zomato is my kitchen.
Yeah.
So Zomato is again another food delivery company, which I think they have stopped their operations, and now they are more into giving dining advice and providing ratings to the restaurants and all. So Zomato was once a kitchen. For me.
So there's so much innovation with sort of last mile delivery now, and
that's right.
Food delivery is just so big out here.
Yes, that's right. So coming to the last part of the interview, how are your weekends like? How do you spend your time? Like you have moved all the way from Birmingham to Dubai.
Yeah.
So how your weekends are different, and how's the vibe of the city? What do you feel?
Yeah, so I think going back to when I first moved to Dubai, I had never visited Dubai before, and I didn't know anyone here. So I had to find my way in Dubai, and weekends and going to meetup groups and putting yourself out there is something I feel that is required to have a good time and to make friends in Dubai.
Right.
I spend a lot of time, and I'm an avid golfer. I'm confident in saying that I don't think there's any better city in the world to be in to play golf.
Dubai?
Than Dubai.
Really?
I think because given the amount of top quality golf courses in Dubai and the location where you can get to the furthest golf course in Dubai in sort of 30-40 minutes.
Obviously.
That's
there.
Is really nice. I think there's so many activities that you can do if you're a sports person, if you're a nature person, if you're a yoga enthusiast. There are so many different groups, sessions, and communities that you can join out here that really sort of advocate any kind of group activity and social activity. In addition to that, constantly out with friends, whether we go to sort of beach clubs or beaches and checking out new bars, new restaurants. Dubai really does have a lot to offer. So I find it hard to be bored in Dubai.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so the last question for the day. Take a deep breath, and one advice for anyone who is coming to Dubai for job, for work, for living, or for doing business. One good advice from your end.
I would suggest to be innovative in your approach to seeking opportunities in Dubai. That would be my biggest piece of advice, because I say that with a lot of competition and interest from global professionals that are looking to make their mark on Dubai. So I think finding what your unique selling point is, finding out really what you want to do and where you excel and what value you can add to that specific business or institution is so important. Once you've realized what that is, be innovative with your approach.
That's nice. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Harry.
No problem.